I've seen a lot of conversations she's had about me, and this one's new. And that, to me, is so fucking weird. You are not going to be finding any time when I'm friends with someone where I talk shit on them like this.
Hello again, everybody, it's me, back again with another topic that pretty much every art commentator and their mother has covered already, the Creepshow Art Situation. By the way, I'll only be talking about the lolcow allegations in here. The Emily Artful portion is long enough to warrant an entire video on its own, and I already have enough to say as it is, so I'll just be saving that mess for another time, but for now, that's kind of all I have to say here. This won't be a video with, like, you know, one of those long intros, so yeah, let's just get right into the topic at hand. In case you somehow missed like a million other videos that have already been made on this topic, a popular art commentator YouTuber known as Creepshow Art, aka Shannon, has been outed, I guess, for posting a bunch of really shady stuff on a drama and gossip forum known as lolcow. There's a lot to unpack in these posts, but there's a Twitter thread made by a user known as DishSoap1234 that provides a lot more screenshots than I can put into this one video and goes into the depth about a lot of other things that were posted there, but there were a lot of really shitty things said in these posts, a lot of derogatory things, lots of comments on other people's appearances, and the whole thing where Shannon was like posing as two users arguing with each other, or I guess herself, and then even doxing her sister's Twitter allegedly. Now you may be thinking, hey, these are all allegations, there's no proof Shannon actually did these things, which is understandable. However, there is a decent amount of evidence that, you know, that kind of lends towards the theory that she is responsible for these posts, which I'll go over right now. However, keep in mind that, of course, these aren't 100% proven, these are allegations, but in my personal opinion, it's not looking good. Firstly, let's go over the lolcow rules, specifically rules number 8 and 9, as well as topic-specific rule number 2. Rule 8 states that you can't use a site for attention or profit, number 9 says you can't post about yourself in the third person, and number 2 says that in the case you try and lie to the site's members or staff, you can have your anonymity revoked by the mods. This is how Creepshow got outed for making these posts. She did post about herself in the third person, and she did advertise her Patreon and channel memberships, as well as broke a few other rules. So the mods decided to just do that and revoke her anonymity, and from there we get into the response Creepshow gave that also played a big part in confirming people's suspicions of the allegations being true. It's very, very long, but I'll throw it up on screen right now so you can read the whole thing for yourself. What I want to point out is the part here where she says because she, in, you know, regards to her stalker, who she says has been doing all this, has been writing on certain sites, posing as me, spoofing my IP, etc. Alright, so IP spoofing is not an easy process, first of all, and second of all, Shannon's posts came from multiple different IPs, so this alleged stalker would have had to spoof all of those for multiple years on end, and I don't know about you, but I would not go through all the trouble to fake multiple IPs just to post mean girl shit on a gossip forum, much less get into arguments with myself and advertise the channel of the person I'm maliciously targeting. It doesn't make much sense. I mean, it would have been so much easier for Shannon to say that it wasn't her IP or that her 12-year-old autistic cousin hacked her account, not pretty much confirm that yeah, it was her IP making those posts. There's also the fact that Creepshow told her friends not only to not defend her, but to also publicly disassociate with her. That doesn't exactly scream not guilty, because I don't know about you guys, if I was being wrongfully accused of something, I would 100% be offering any evidence I had to prove my innocence to my friends and encourage them to defend me. This just says to me that Shannon knows she's guilty and that she knows she'll be found out, and she just does not want to drag her friends down with her, which I admit is at least respectable. But another small thing I noticed, it is a bit nitpicky, but I felt the need to point this out, is how throughout the entire post, almost all of it is blaming it on this Amy person, and the only other defense she has are, it's not true guys, it's not fucking true, and oh, if I had done stuff like that, I would have remembered it. And, you know, like, you would actually have admitted it if you did remember it, but I guess we're just gonna blindly take your word on this one and believe you, seeing as how, in the past, you totally have given other people the benefit of the doubt, such as when you jumped the calling Just a Robot as super racist and heavily insinuating that Manga Kama is a sexist because he didn't swear in front of you. Not to mention the fact that she supposedly got hacked, but the only thing that happened was her profile picture and banner got changed to glitches, because that is totally what hackers do, and her community tab was very conveniently disabled when she was getting criticized, but the moment she actually needed to address something on her community tab, she magically got her channel back. I mean, I gotta say, it was very nice of those hackers to not leak any sensitive information and to leave all of her videos completely untouched, and just very conveniently only disabled the community tab when she was getting heat, and to not do anything that you would actually do if you hacked into a popular creator's channel, and then just give it back the moment Shannon needed to address something. Anyways, now that's out of the way, let's move on to the posts that were being made.
Chicken sandwich.
Now, there's kind of a lot to go over here, but I'll only be covering like the handful of posts that I find the worst, seeing as there's like a shit ton of these. But let's just start with the use of transphobic slurs, since, you know, her most recent video was talking about the LGBT community, and, you know, she must support everyone, right? I mean, I don't know, it's pretty disingenuous to make a video about LGBT history and such when you've been tossing around slurs in the back end. It's not very kind and accepting of you, Shannon. Like, please, just don't try and make a likely monetized video talking about pride when you've been using plenty of hateful language behind the scenes. This isn't like old shit dredged up from a different social climate or whatever either. This is just from a year ago. Or how about what she said about Saikuno? So Saikuno uses those filters that beauty YouTubers use to appear younger and more attractive. That's so weird. He literally has the most fucked up skin I've ever seen on an Asian man. The fact that the difference is that bad is insane. Shannon, have you actually seen an Asian person that wasn't from a beauty page or like the K-pop industry? We aren't immune to acne or anything. And second of all, the third picture of you when you search Creepshow art is this. And let me be clear, nothing wrong with using filters. You can Photoshop your shit to hell and back if you want. But I don't know, I find it a bit hypocritical when you trash people for using photo filters when you also do it yourself. Here's another screenshot where she's shitting on someone's looks. Racist uncle is just like her, chubby, ugly, bad at art, yet she's also tricked herself into thinking she's good and she's a pick-me while we're at it. Shannon, I thought you loved body positivity. What happened to that? There's so much hypocrisy here because she loves to pretend that she's so accepting and nice, and then she's allegedly saying this behind the scenes. I find that the most, I guess, I hate this word, problematic thing about the situation. Moving on. Here's her calling D'Angelo Wallace, someone who she's spoken incredibly highly of. That guy everyone pretends to like but no one really does, and talking about how much better she is than him because she learned how to grow and he's doing the same thing he's always done. Not to mention the numerous posts about Hopeless Peaches, somebody who she used to call like her little sister, a daughter, a best friend. Then she just goes on to call her in these screenshots a Creepshow clone / copy multiple times, a snake, a bitch, and a cow. And what I find most worthy of being called out in this particular situation is just how over the top nice Shannon acted on her channel. I just find it so heavily ironic that Shannon was all about positivity and she just loved going on and on about people positively in their videos, and you know, nothing wrong with that. You can support people all you want, you know, giving them lengthy shoutouts and promoting them to hell it back, which obviously is not a bad thing. It's good to support your friends, but like, she would spend the first 2, 3, sometimes 5 minutes of her video talking about companies, people, other YouTubers she liked, bragging about how she's such a good and loyal and protective friend, and then acts like this behind the scene. I guess it's true if, you know, somebody has to brag about how good of a person they are, chances are they aren't that great of a person. However, there's no doubting that she has been nice to people. She's helped a lot of other people in the community, but it just leads me to wonder how real that was, because, you know, if you're gonna hype someone up so hard in your main channel, but then call them a bitch and a copy and someone, there's all these names, talk shit behind their back, why even bother? Like, for connections? What's the point of making these grand gestures in your videos if you're just gonna completely shit on them? The sad part is a lot of people really looked up to Creepshow, and the fact that she's planning to handle this legally offline, which to me just sounds like code for kind of quietly vanish off the internet without addressing this, despite so many of her fans wanting an explanation, is kind of lame, especially since a lot of her audience were the people she acted like she accepted and supported. I do hope she's taking this time to construct a proper response and to take care of her mental health, and who knows, if she somehow does manage to pull a good piece of proof to show that this is all fake, I will gladly eat my words. But if this is all true, it just leaves me wondering how shallow her internet persona really was, because the way she acted on her channel versus the way she acted behind the scenes are completely different. So yeah, overall this entire situation is just pretty disappointing. I mean, I never really was a hardcore fan of hers, but a lot of other people were, and Shannon really does need to address this because a lot of people just, you know, they deserve answers. And I hope she does that instead of just kind of vanishing and never talking about it again. One, because her fans shouldn't just be left wondering what the fuck happened, and two, because I and a lot of other people are genuinely interested in hearing what she has to say about this. I mean, like, it's fine if she takes her time, you know, gathering her thoughts, responding in a coherent manner instead of just, you know, shitting one out in like 2 minutes, but anyways, that's all I have to say on this subject. If you have any thoughts, let me hear them in the comment section down below, or if you're interested in seeing any more of my videos, be sure to check out the rest of my channel and maybe drop a sub while you're down there. If you want to see any of the finished pieces I put in the background of my videos or support me off platform, feel free to give me a follow on all my social medias, all of them linked in the description down below. With that, I'll be ending today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be out of here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.